Hello, today we'll be going through practice questions 71 to 80 for the PMI PMP exam. Let's begin. An experienced project manager is managing a multi-million-dollar agile project. The project manager communicates the ground rules to the team, but after 12 iterations, the project manager starts noticing that some team members are not following the ground rules. What should the project manager do first to ensure team adherence to the ground rules? The correct answer is B. Schedule a meeting with the project team to reinforce the ground rules. The first step should be to address the issue directly and collaboratively with the team. By holding a meeting to revisit and reinforce the agreed upon ground rules, the project manager reminds everyone of their shared commitments, promotes accountability, and encourages open discussion about why the rules are not being followed. This approach aligns with agile values of transparency and continuous improvement. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Ask the functional manager to replace team members not following ground rules. Replacing team members is a drastic measure and should only be considered after attempts to resolve the issue within the team have failed. C. Notify the project sponsor about this behavior and ask the sponsor to take disciplinary action. Escalating to the sponsor is premature and undermines the project manager's responsibility to manage the team directly. D. Contact human resources to request a written warning letter to be sent to team members not following the ground rules. Involving HR and issuing formal warnings should be the last resort. The project manager should first attempt to resolve the issue through communication and reinforcement of team agreements. Therefore, the correct answer is B. A project manager has been assigned a low priority project that includes new team members with no previous formal project experience. The project team has requested deadline extensions for the first development increment twice already. What should the project manager do to support the team? The correct answer is B. Include buffer time in the schedule to absorb future delays. Given that the team is new and has already requested deadline extensions, it is important for the project manager to acknowledge that further delays may occur as the team gains experience. Including buffer time in the schedule helps manage uncertainties and gives the team some flexibility without immediately altering the project's overall plan. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Provide feedback to the team using project performance evaluations. While feedback is important, using formal performance evaluations in this context might be too early and could demotivate a new, inexperienced team. It's better to offer guidance and support informally first. C. Escalate the impact on the schedule to the project sponsor. Escalating too soon might create unnecessary pressure. The project manager should first attempt to support the team and manage the schedule through adjustments like buffer time before involving the sponsor. D. Create a change request to extend the project's duration and costs. A change request should not be the first option. Extending the project's duration and costs should only be considered after assessing the underlying causes of delays and exploring other options for mitigating risk. Therefore, the correct answer is B. A customer has provided excellent feedback on the project. However, a key project resource is leaving the company. Which measure should mitigate the impact of this key resource's departure? The correct answer is A. Establish a proactive knowledge sharing plan. The best way to mitigate the impact of a key resource's departure is to ensure that their knowledge is shared with the rest of the team. A proactive knowledge sharing plan helps preserve the critical knowledge and expertise the departing resource possesses, ensuring that the project can continue smoothly with minimal disruption. Why the other options are incorrect? B. Offer a new contract to the resource who is leaving. While offering a new contract may be an option, it is reactive and not always feasible. It also does not address the long-term knowledge transfer issue if the resource eventually leaves anyway. C. Develop a contingency budget to replace the key resource. Having a budget for replacement is useful, but it does not address the immediate issue of lost knowledge and the time it takes to onboard a replacement. The knowledge sharing plan would help ensure continuity until a replacement is found. D. Update the risk register and inform the customer. While updating the risk register and informing the customer are necessary steps, they do not directly mitigate the impact of the resource's departure. The main focus should be on retaining and transferring knowledge to other team members. Therefore, the correct answer is A. A project manager is working on an enterprise resource planning initiative that contains stakeholders spanning numerous business lines. The project manager begins to identify, evaluate, and categorize the stakeholder relationships to the program. What is the purpose of this process? The correct answer is C. Incorporate the needs of all stakeholders into the communications management plan. The purpose of identifying, evaluating, and categorizing stakeholder relationships is to understand their influence, interests, and expectations. This analysis helps the project manager tailor communication strategies appropriately for each stakeholder. The findings are then used to develop or refine the communications management plan, ensuring that every stakeholder receives the right information at the right time and in the right format. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Identify all stakeholders who can positively affect the project. The process includes all stakeholders, both positive and negative, not just supportive ones. B. Identify all stakeholders who can negatively affect the project. Again, this is too narrow. The purpose is to understand all stakeholder relationships, not just potential opponents. D. Incorporate only primary stakeholders into the communications management plan. Secondary stakeholders can also significantly influence the project. Excluding them may lead to missed expectations or resistance later. Therefore, the correct answer is C. A company just started managing a project using an agile approach. Due to this change, the general manager is worried about the scope definition process for upcoming projects. What should the project manager do to ensure the project scope is completely defined? The correct answer is D. Help sponsors and stakeholders craft the product vision and bring the team and product owner together to clarify expectations. In Agile, the scope is not fully defined upfront. It evolves iteratively based on feedback and changing priorities. To ensure alignment and clarity, the project manager should facilitate collaboration among the sponsors, stakeholders, product owner, and team to define a clear product vision and shared understanding of desired outcomes. This approach ensures that everyone has a common goal while allowing flexibility in scope as the project progresses. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Meet with the general manager and convince them to return to using predictive approaches to avoid any risk. This undermines the Agile approach. Agile is designed to handle uncertainty and evolving requirements, not avoid them. B. Ask the general manager to review every requirement to ensure all projects will deliver the requested products. In Agile, requirements are refined continuously by the product owner and team, not fixed or reviewed all at once by management. C. Ask for a budget increase to implement a double-check process to ensure every business need is included in the requirements. This adds unnecessary bureaucracy. Agile relies on iterative feedback and collaboration, not redundant approval steps, to ensure completeness. Therefore, the correct answer is D. A project manager is asked to develop maintenance planning software for a power plant. A similar project was executed by another department in the organization that was later closed due to low performance. The project manager is concerned about the project's performance and wants to take action in advance to ensure the project succeeds. What should the project manager do? The correct answer is C. Review the lessons learned on similar projects so that they do not fall back into the same pattern. The best proactive step is to review lessons learned from the previous similar project. This allows the project manager to understand what went wrong, such as scope issues, technical challenges, or resource constraints, and apply preventive measures to avoid repeating the same mistakes. Learning from past experiences strengthens project planning, risk management, and execution. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Continue executing the project as planned and add more resources if they are required. This is reactive, not proactive. Simply adding resources later does not address the root causes of potential issues. B. Evaluate the project risk and add external experts to address the potential risks. While risk evaluation is valuable, the first step should be to understand past lessons. Bringing in experts without knowing prior failures may lead to repeating similar mistakes. D. Inform the project sponsor about the risk and try to convince them to withdraw from the project. This is an extreme and unjustified response. The goal is to improve the likelihood of success, not to abandon the project preemptively. Therefore, the correct answer is C. A newly formed project team includes team members who have been working in a company for a long time as well as team members who are new to the company. The project team members discovered that there is a gap in communication between these two groups, and they are finding it hard to collaborate with one another. What should the project manager do? The correct answer is B. Organize networking sessions to allow the team members to get to know one another. When communication gaps and collaboration issues arise within a newly formed team, the project manager should focus on team building and relationship building activities. Organizing networking or informal sessions helps break down barriers between experienced and new members, fostering trust, open communication, and a sense of unity, all essential for effective collaboration. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Ask the experienced members to lead the junior members to facilitate skill transfer. While mentoring can be helpful, it addresses skill transfer, not communication or collaboration gaps, which is the core issue here. C. Encourage team members to focus on delivering results with their specialized skills. This ignores the root problem of poor communication and could further isolate team members, worsening collaboration. D. Ask the team to self-organize and escalate any issues to the project manager. Self-organization works best in teams that already have strong communication and trust. In this case, the team first needs relationship building support. Therefore, the correct answer is B. A project manager is working for an organization in country A and has been tasked with opening the first brick-and-mortar store in country B. The sponsor has identified the city for the store and wants to minimize any potential issues with the local government. Which action should the project manager take to address the sponsor's request? The correct answer is A. Work with the organization's legal department to identify local regulations to ensure project compliance. Since the sponsor wants to minimize potential issues with the local government, the project manager's best course of action is to consult the legal department to understand all applicable local laws, regulations, and compliance requirements in country B. This ensures that permits, licenses, zoning, labor, and business regulations are properly addressed before proceeding, thereby reducing the risk of legal or regulatory complications. Why the other options are incorrect? B. Work with the organization's PMO to build a project team of residents located in the city. While hiring local staff can be beneficial, it does not directly address the sponsor's concern about compliance with local government regulations. C. Work with the organization's real estate department and reach out to the local government to identify the best location for the store. The city has already been selected by the sponsor, so identifying a new location is outside the current scope and does not mitigate regulatory risks. D. Work with the local government to build the profiles of employees that will be working in the store. Employee profiling is unrelated to the concern about minimizing legal or regulatory issues with the local government. Therefore, the correct answer is A. An equipment vendor will implement a new production line for a client company. The year-long project will include 2 to 4 month-long iterations. However, the client's project manager has no agile experience. How should the project manager ensure that the client is effectively represented in the daily meetings? The correct answer is B. Propose a session for essential agile knowledge transfer for the client team to align with the daily meeting goals. The best action is to conduct a knowledge transfer or orientation session to help the client's project manager and team understand agile principles and the purpose of daily meetings. This ensures the client can participate meaningfully and represent their interests effectively throughout the project. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Recommend agile training programs that best suit the client project manager's schedule. Formal training may take too long and is not immediately practical for the ongoing project. A focused knowledge transfer session is faster and more relevant. C. Realign the project to a predictive approach to ensure optimal collaboration between the teams. Changing the entire project methodology is unnecessary and counterproductive, especially if agile iterations are already planned. D. Provide the client project manager with agile best practice documents and web resources. Reading materials alone are not enough to ensure understanding or effective participation in daily agile meetings. Interactive sessions promote better alignment and engagement. Therefore, the correct answer is B. A project manager is working in a company that has several global offices. During resource planning for a new project, the project manager realizes that the company requires projects to include team members from different continents. What should the project manager do to ensure a successful project execution? The correct answer is C. Connect with every location and check their preferred methods of communication. When managing a globally distributed team, effective communication is crucial for success. Time zone differences, cultural nuances, and technology preferences can easily lead to miscommunication if not addressed early. By connecting with each location to understand their preferred communication methods and tools, the project manager can create a communication plan that ensures inclusivity, clarity, and efficiency across all regions. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Plan for a meeting with the project sponsor to discuss the possibility of utilizing only local colleagues. This contradicts the company's requirement to include team members from multiple continents and avoids solving the real issue, communication coordination. B. Send emails with information about the project deliverables on the first day of the project. One-way communication is insufficient for collaboration in a global team. Two-way, real-time communication and clarity of expectations are needed. D. Invite all resources to the project manager's location to form a cohesive team until all deliverables are completed. This is unrealistic and costly, especially for global teams. Virtual collaboration using effective communication practices is the practical solution. Therefore, the correct answer is C. We have come to the end of today's video. If you liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.